All right, guys, welcome back. Today, I think we're going to get this thing outside and get it pressure washed and get all this nastiness off of it. I got to get down in here and get all this crap out of there, try to vacuum it out first. And I still haven't got the door panels off. I got to take that off and air all the tires up and move some of this stuff so I can get it outside. Clean the trunk out and get it to where I can degrease it and clean it, and then we'll get it back in, and probably we may go ahead and get the windows out of it. And I'm hoping that my metal comes in the next day or so we can start on the firewall. But anyway, I'm gonna get this thing cleaned out a little bit and go ahead and take off the rest of the stuff I want to take off and get it ready to get it outside. I really think I got lucky because this was just packed almost full with like mouse nests and sticks and leaves, and so I was expecting all that to be rotted out, but it looks pretty solid in there. I'm surprised. I don't know if it's showing up on camera. There's no rust, no pinholes or anything in there, so I think I got lucky because it's been like that for years. Unfortunately, like I said, this car is set outside for a long time, but I guess every now and then, even a blind hog will find an acorn every now and then. All right, so that's the first wash this car has had in probably over 25 years. I mean, it was nasty, but I even degreased and pressure washed the inside the trunk. I gotta try to get all this water out of here and try to get it dried off before we pull it back into the shop. But yeah, it's definitely a lot cleaner than it was, and not so nasty to work on. So I'll try to get it blowed out and some of the water out of it, and we'll get it back in the shop. Well, we got her washed and got her back inside. She's somewhat dry, but look, you can see through the windows now. But yeah, sprayed out all the, it was so disgusting. Like, there was so much like rat shit and mice houses, and oh, it was gross. But I do think I lucked out not only on my cowl not being rotted out, but The trunk is pretty solid. I mean, it's got surface rust and it's got a little, you know, some pitting and spots right there. So even if I had to just patch a little, you know, maybe foot wide section right there, I think the rest of this I could scuff up and paint. Maybe, you know, dig up all the old seam sealer, paint, you know, re-seam seal it and then repaint it. I think the trunk's gonna be fine. But yeah, this car apparently is like this car. It was pieced together by many different cars because, you know, the car's gold. The trunk lid's kind of a green color. This door originally was yellow. So all that happened before I got it. This, I guess, probably is the factory door, or, you know, at least came off of a car that was originally that color. But yeah. I'll tell you what though, it was so nasty. I'm so glad to have it cleaned up, because it makes it easier to work on when, you know, you ain't afraid you're going to catch some weird damn disease from, you know, dead mice or something. But I think I'm going to let it sit here and finish drying. I, you know, sucked up much as I could with the vacuum cleaner and blowed it off as much as I could. But now I feel like I need a shower and a tetanus shot, so I think I'm going to take a break. Well, I got the back glass out, and as I suspected, it's pretty bad in here. There's some, I don't know if you can see, it's rusted out right there, and this whole lip up through here. And the other side is about the same, but I haven't got all the like urethane or whatever the stuff is out yet to really see how bad it is, but pretty bad right there. I figured this whole area across here is rusted, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I knew it was going to have some rust. It looks like it's, you know, a little rusty up here, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait till we get all this cleaned out and wire wheel it and see how bad it is, but it's not that bad. Ooh. But it's just a pain in the ass to fix, which you can get this piece, I think. I could just replace that whole piece and either have to make a piece here, or I think there's a company that actually makes the little patches for that, because I put them in that car because they were a lot worse. It was like all down in here, you know, so. But yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but it's still gonna suck fixing that, but it's got to be done. But I still got to get the front windshield out. It's stuck in there pretty good, which it's already busted all to hell, so I ain't got to be careful with it. But I didn't want to break the back glass, which I didn't. It just needs cleaned up and we'll reuse it. But I got this thing here that I used to cut it out, but it sucks. I'm gonna try to get it to work on this one, but we'll see. I'm gonna get all these clips out of my way, and hopefully it's not too bad in the front. I know over here is, but because it's had a very bad fiberglass repair done, so all this will have to come out. But I don't think that side is too bad. But of course, it's like, of course, you can see some holes right there. So, and it's, you know, pretty crusty in there. So I just have to get it out and see how bad it is. That's one way to do it, I guess. Oh, what a mess. pretty bad. Most of that fiberglass came off with the windshield. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but this little piece right here is completely gone. That should be easy to duplicate and then cut that out. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. This is but kind of like the back glass, let get all this urethane off, and this piece of the glass is stuck. Like I'm gonna have to cut that off. But this side over here don't look too bad. Of course, got all this urethane on it, but yeah, it's not rotted out over here, so that's good. And this side looks decent. Can't tell about the top yet. Still got all the crap on it, but I'll get all that cleaned up and get all this glass cleaned up so I don't get little pieces of glass all in my fingers and stuff, and we'll try to evaluate how bad the rust is. Alright, so I got all the broken glass, or most of it, cleaned up, and got most of the urethane off. I mean, there's just like some little bit left, but enough to tell. You know, I think this side's gonna be okay. Got some seam sealer right there that we can dig out and probably just re-seam seal that. And I don't think this side will be too bad. Just I'll have to make this part come out, and then I think this just kind of rolls down into that, so it shouldn't be, because the glass just kind of away from looking at that other side. I don't think it'll be too bad. I think this is going to be the worst part, is fixing that right there, which I say, you know, for somebody that can weld real good, you know, it'd probably be easy, but for me it'll be kind of difficult, but I think I can do it. But yeah, the front is definitely not as bad as I thought it was going to be, so that's pretty good. I don't see anything on this side, and I still got to clean the top up. It feels a little crunchy, but I won't really know until we get all that stuff out. But yeah, getting all that glass cleaned up was a nightmare. And but yeah, I think our next thing that we're going to do is start trying to fix some of this rust and go ahead and do the firewall. I still got a lot of cleaning I got to do before we get to that point, so, and grinding and stuff, so I won't make y'all watch all that. So I don't know when I'll be back on it, but it'll be after I get all this crap ground down and can really tell what needs to be done. And because I'd like to do all this first and this back here first before I start tackling like the floor pans and all that stuff. But yeah, I gotta get all this scraped out and vacuumed out and ground down and just see how bad it really is. And but anyway, this is the part that I don't like because I'm not that good at it, you know. I mean, I can half-ass weld, but I'm not by any means an expert. Luckily for me, they make grinders. But anyway, we'll get back on it pretty soon. Okay, so I think I've got this kind of marked where I want to cut it out. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. I can't get the camera to focus. But anyway, I tried to not take out any more than I had to and still get all of the really bad stuff and all the, you know, where all these holes are and stuff. It's pretty mangled right in here, but I'm hoping I can come across and up, and I don't know, I may have to go back around this. That looks structural there, but anyway, I may have to redo that, but I think I got it kind of where I want it. And so I'm gonna get the camera set up and we'll get to cutting this out and hopefully get a piece welded back in today. I got it cut out. I did make a boo-boo. Cut into the inner cowl right there, so I'll have to weld that little cut right there before we weld the patch in. But I still got to get that made. I'll have to trace it out. I'm gonna try to use the old piece to make a template for it, and so I'll get that little spot welded up and then try to get that cut out, and then we'll be right back on it. All right, well, I finally got the piece fitted and got a bunch of very ugly tack welds in it. That was a nightmare. I'm definitely not a metal guy. I give props to those guys that do this stuff all the time. It's not easy. Like, matter of fact, there's my first attempt that I screwed up. So this was attempt number 2. And I've been working at this way too long trying to make it fit and make it right. But anyway, it's in there. And it's very ugly tack welded, but I'll get it all finished welded and ground down smooth and put some filler on it, and you'll never even know. But the batteries have went dead in my helmet, my welding helmet, so I've about blinded myself a couple times, so I think I'm done for the night. But yeah, that was a pain in the ass to get in there to get it fit just right. And man, I've been test fitting and grinding and smoothing and grinding and test fitting for hours. Like, I've been out here all damn day just to do that one little patch panel. So yeah, I give it up to those guys that do this shit all the time. They got the skills that I do not possess. But I've got a hell of a mess out here. I've got tools scattered everywhere, welders and everything's out, scrap metal everywhere. So I think I'm gonna clean up a little bit and I'm gonna call it on this video, and the next one hopefully will be finishing this and then starting on the like around the windows and stuff next, probably, or maybe the floor pans, I don't know. Man, I'll tell you what, I was meant to turn rich, and it's not to cut metal and weld, that is for damn sure. But anyway, it's in there. I think it'll be all right once we get it all finished welded and ground down and all that. So I think that's where I'm going to end this video. I appreciate everybody. God, I can't talk. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.